It's a great shot on goal. It could be there. There it is.
Wow.
There it is.
Great shot.
Enjoys the snap. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Unloads it. Caught at the 15 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Darien.
Bay checks out.
Saved by Escamilla.
And a great look, great effort by Lindsay Bennett.
Trying to get an aerial there.
There it is. Yes.
The Darien Athletic Foundation is proud to present high school varsity boys hockey from the Darien Ice House. Tonight, it's the Darien Blue Wave taking on the Notre Dame-West Haven Green Knights. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Damian Andrew for DAF Media. So glad you could be with us tonight for this non-conference boys hockey matchup between Darien and Notre Dame-West Haven. Both teams have had a lot of success in recent years. Great tradition. Damian Andrew joined tonight by former Union College hockey player, longtime Darien resident, Bill Kirby, and maybe better known to a lot of Darien hockey people as Jake's dad.
I suppose. We can't forget about Chandler there either, but yes, that's true.
Obviously, both Chandler, your daughter, and Jake played for their respective ice hockey teams here at Darien. Bill, this should be an interesting game. Happy New Year, by the way, to everybody out there. Mac Budd, Darien's head coach, in his third season as the Blue Wave head coach. His New Year's resolution is really quite simple. Cut down on penalties.
Yeah, no, I think they need to keep the puck out of their own net. If you take away that New Canaan game, they've been giving up 5 a game, and that's a lot to get over. You got to score 6 to win. You're not going to win a lot of games. So they need to play better defense. Be disciplined. But this is a big game for the Wave tonight. They come in with a record of 1-3. Notre Dame is 3-1 to date. So historically, as you mentioned, these guys don't like each other a whole lot. So this should be a nice spicy one.
Yeah, we'll get into more of the history between these two teams. They've met in state finals before. We are underway, first period underway here from the Darien Ice House, and that first line for Darien, C.J. Hathaway, Will Johnston, and Will Dixon. Puck up against the boards. James Gregory, that junior defenseman who's so well talked about. Mac Budd has great things to say about him, throwing it at the net there early on. Here's another shot from Gregory.
And this is a new line for Mac. He's moved things around a little bit. So he moved C.J. Hathaway up to center between Johnston and Dixon. So hopefully he's hoping to generate a little more offense there. It's also, you're going to see Brian Zaffino up on at center tonight, who's been on the blue line to date so far. So a couple new lines for the Wave, see if they can't generate a little more offense. I think in the game against Greenwich the other night, all their goals came from defensemen. So he's trying to mix things up a little bit, see if he can't generate a little more consistent pressure in the opponent's end.
Darien coming off that 4-3 loss to Greenwich in the Winter Classic down there at the Greenwich Skating Club. A really great concept on the high school level. We've seen it have great success in the NHL.
I know Mac was very excited about that. I think it was a great afternoon for the boys. Obviously, they came out on the wrong side of it. They were disappointed with that, but I didn't get down there, but I did watch it, and it looked like a lot of fun. There's just something about playing outside, like a lot of these kids did when they were younger, and that was really a neat setup for the girls and boys to go back-to-back.
As I was talking to Pat Gore before I started setting up for this broadcast, I said, Gary Bettman, that was something really special that he came up with, that Winter Classic.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a big deal in our house. I can promise you that. And we had actually another outdoor game last week between Canada and the U.S. in the World Junior Championship up in Buffalo, with about 45,000 people taking that one in. So it's something all the kids look forward to, and even hearing a couple of the Sabres and the Rangers who hadn't been in a Winter Classic before, they all look forward to it at that level. So I think that's all you need to say.
So many kids in Canada, in the States, grew up playing pond hockey, so it certainly makes a lot of sense. Henry Feifel in goal for the Darien Blue Wave, the junior, who Mac Budd says by the time he's done here could be a great goaltender.
Yeah, Henry's solid, and the more experience he gets, the more comfortable he'll get. He saw a little bit of time last year, but I know Mac has high hopes for. Again, we've talked about it before, the long line of excellent goaltending that the Blue Wave have been fortunate to have over the years, and they're hoping he's another one.
Stewart Brings the puck out from behind the net.
That's another change. We got Stewart in the middle tonight between Culleton and who's on his wing? Max Sharp. So that's another new line for Darien tonight.
Robbie Stewart, Max Sharp, Will Culleton on that third line for the Blue Wave. Damian Andrew alongside Bill Kirby. Thanks for joining us on this DAF media broadcast. High school varsity boys hockey, Darien, Notre Dame-West Haven. And we've got a...
it's like a wave power play here. Not sure if that was an elbowing, a high stick, or boarding. Charging, sorry.
Charging penalty on Notre Dame-West Haven. So Darien, as you mentioned, will be on the power play, their first power play opportunity of the evening. Just underway here in the first period of this one from the Darien Ice House. Happy New Year 2018.
So it looks like the Waves' first unit, they've got Bennett McDermott out there with Will Johnston, Dixon, and then Hazelton and Gregory on the point.
Bennett McDermott, only a sophomore. Mac Budd expecting big things out of him. Best things about sophomores, Bill, you got them for 2 more seasons.
Yeah, no, there's no question. If you can get some of your sophomores and occasionally a freshman here or there, some time as underclassmen, it makes a big difference because experience really does count, no question about it.
Coming into this one, Mac Budd told me this is a big game for his team. He said you hate to have must-wins this early in the season, but this is about as much of a must-win for Darien to get things going here early in the season.
Well, we've talked about it before. Again, Mac has a history of scheduling a very tough start to the season. This year was no different with Hamden, Fairfield Prep, New Canaan, Greenwich, Notre Dame-West Haven. They got Xavier, LaSalle Academy, and Greenwich all coming up 3 of the next 4. So, at 1 and 3, I would say this is a huge game without question. They need a win, and they need it bad. And I think this is a winnable game. You look at what they've done. They beat New Canaan, I think 3-2 in the first game of the year, and had a tight one with Simsbury where Notre Dame won 2-1. They lost to Hamden 7-3, and then beat Ridgefield 2-1 in their last contest. So certainly a game on paper that the Waves should be very competitive in. And again, I can't agree more with Mac on the terms of calling this a must-win game, because given the schedule coming up, you could find yourselves with 1 win and a lot of losses pretty soon here.
Darien comes into this one ranked 10th in the state. Notre Dame-West Haven 4th in the state. To your point earlier, Bill, this Notre Dame-West Haven Green Knights program, coached by Tim Belcher, a lot of success, a lot of tradition in recent a lot of success in recent years.
Yeah, they've I was looking earlier. I think they've picked up in the last 20 years. I think most would consider Fairfield Prep to be the standard bearer in Connecticut public hockey. That's unquestionable in my opinion, but Notre Dame-West Haven would certainly be
a 1A?
1A. They're right there behind them. In the last 20 years, I think they've had 3 state championships, 3 runner-ups, and always a good program. They're going to have several towns represented. They occasionally recruit kids. They've had some Canadians on their roster who build it there from time to time. So. And on top of that, Belcher does a very, very nice job.
Yeah, in his 5th season as the head coach of the Green Knights of Notre Dame-West Haven. 5 seconds remaining on the Blue Wave power play. No score, under 11 minutes remaining in the first period.
Yeah, a little disappointing first. Good save there by Feifel as the box was just coming out. But, I'd say Darien had 1 shot there on the power play. Didn't really possess the puck, gave a chance to set it up, so they're going to have to work on that a little bit.
Devin Napoli of Notre Dame-West Haven with the shot on goal there, the nice save by Feifel. Darien in the white sweaters, moving from left to right. Notre Dame-West Haven moving from right to left on your screen. Here comes Notre Dame-West Haven. The shot by Tyler Robichaud, the senior. Number 17 for Notre Dame-West Haven. And an offensive zone face-off here for the Green Knights. Behind the net, Thomas Hunt.
Going low to high there, just hops over the defenseman's stick, goes all the way down. Darien on the forecheck now.
And here comes Notre Dame-West Haven. Nice save by Feifel.
Notre Dame's doing a good job here getting the puck deep. They're crossing the blue line and they're firing it in, getting in and trying to get Feifel involved early.
There's Hudson Bacorny. So your impressions early on, the turnover in the Darien zone.
Yeah, pretty level so far. Both teams have had a couple nice plays. It looks like I like the way the top line's playing. They've been on the ice a lot for Notre Dame. He's running his top line pretty hard, it looks like, so far, where Mac's been rolling 4. So we'll see if that has an impact later in the game with some tired legs for the visitors.
There's Colleton, takes a hit by Connor Morgan of Notre Dame-West Haven. There's Mike Benevengo. He slips in the corner.
He lost an edge there. It was a nice move before losing his edge.
Under 8 minutes left, no score between Darien and Notre Dame-West Haven here from the Darien Ice House. Whistle. And that will be a offensive zone face-off for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, approaching the halfway mark here. Looks, as I said a minute ago, pretty level both sides. Nobody's had any grade A chances just yet. I'd say both teams trying to feel each other out a little bit here so far. Notre Dame's going to head to the power play. Hazelton heading off for a trip.
So the penalty on Hunter Hazelton, the senior defenseman for the Blue Wave, sends him to the box. Or as you like to say, Bill Kirby, the sin bin, which is a common phrase, one I love.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That was a little bit unnecessary. Just threw his stick out, missed the poke check, and ended up taking his skates out. Can't argue with that call at all.
So Notre Dame-West Haven on the power play for the next minute and 52 seconds. Shot from the point is wide. The rebound no good.
Nice play by Picorni there, blocked it, ices it, gets some fresh legs out. That's what you want to do. Ideally, that was about a 40-second shift, which is perfect. 35, 40 seconds, particularly your forwards. Go hard, get off, you get your second set out there, do it again.
Here the Green Knights back on the attack. And the Blue Wave clear it. So the Blue Wave penalty kill unit doing a good job so far here. Right in front, and that is a goal by number 3, Ian Hayden, the junior. So a 2-on-1 situation, and Hayden puts it away. Hayden had the game winner against Ridgefield in Notre Dame-West Haven's last game, a 2-1 win over the Ridgefield Tigers. So with 6:06 left in the opening period, it's 1-0 Notre Dame-West Haven here from the Darien Ice House.
Yeah, you mentioned in the opening, Damian, Mac wanted to stay out of the box. Again, really not a great penalty there, unfortunately. And, now
there's Darien with an opportunity, and they get it right back. The backhanded goal there by Will Johnston.
Nice play by Johnston there. I was just about to say, Mac didn't want to be in the box. You're down a goal, you're chasing it, but they grabbed it right back. That's a very nice response for the Blue Wave. Great play by Johnston. Came in wide, cut to the middle, let the backhand go, and slipped in, but just inside the far post there.
Great backhanded shot. He beats Brendan Crowley, the senior goalie for Notre Dame-West Haven. Crowley coming off a big game against Ridgefield in that 2-1 win, had 25 saves in that win. This is a Notre Dame of West Haven team, Bill, that really likes to keep it low in terms of goals, a low-scoring team. Strong defensive team. They haven't,
as you talked about, they're 3-1, but they've had a pair of 2-1 wins and a 3-2 win, and then dropped a 7-3 game to Hamden. So yeah, the offense has seemingly been a little challenge for them. A little bit like Darien, and again, you want to get pucks to the net. Good things happen when you throw the rubber at the net, and we've seen evidence of that twice so far tonight.
We want to thank all the Notre Dame of West Haven viewers watching this live stream. It's 1-1 with under 5 minutes left in the opening period. Bill talked about Henry Feifel a few moments ago. What impresses you about the junior goalie for Darien? Mac Budd says he has a bright future for the Blue Wave. Yeah,
he does. He's got nice size. He squares up to the puck well. Seems to have good reflexes. I like his glove. Again, the one thing I think you want to work on is better rebound control and kind of keeping the puck. You're going to give up rebounds, but ideally you want to kick them to the side as opposed to right on the doorstep, where you give guys tap-ins. So, but he's played well. He's certainly, I think we've given up a decent number of power play goals this year. And that's, there's another penalty that was behind the play. And that's unfortunate. Looks like Gregory's going off for either roughing or boarding.
So a boarding penalty on Gregory. Darien's second penalty of the game. Certainly, to your point, not what head coach Mac Budd looking for in this game against perennial power Notre Dame-West Haven.
Yeah, well, you just, you're expending a lot of energy. You're working hard when you're man down typically. You're really, pressing it. And, typically you're going to have your top 4D out there and, your top 4 or 5 forwards as well. So, you're kind of expending useless energy in that instance. You really would prefer to do it, 5-on-5.
So another 5-on-4 opportunity here for the Green Knights. Puck out to the blue line. Chris Hibson with the puck.
Notre Dame's running the overload here, trying to overload the right side of the ice. That's a nice play by McCarthy, jumping it. That's a trigger that the Blue Wave will use. Puck's on the wall, bobbled. Coach Budd wants his guys jumping on it right away.
Nice effort there by the Darien Blue Wave defense. Here comes Notre Dame-West Haven. Behind the net, Mike Benefizenko. Benefizenko, centering pass.
Another clear by the Wave here with under 50 seconds left now on the power play for Notre Dame.
And here comes Notre Dame-West Haven on the attack. Behind the net is Napoli. Napoli in the corner. Bensavengo behind the net. Nice pass in front.
That was a nice play for sure. He had the back door was open there. He just kind of whiffed on the shot.
And Darien brings fresh legs onto the ice. Here's Notre Dame-West Haven. Nice play by Feifel as he pushes it aside. And we've got a whistle at 2:03 left in the opening period. 1-1. Good crowd here, Bill. First game of the new year for the Darien Blue Wave and for Notre Dame-West Haven.
Yeah, it looks like the student section might be expecting a snow day tomorrow if I were to take a wild guess.
They say that snow is coming.
And I'd say, yeah, it looks like chances are probably pretty good. So we'll see what happens there. But that was a good kill. Good kill there by the Wave. That was big. You don't want to go in, give up a goal down late. I'm sure that's something that Coach Bud will harp on after the first here, is trying to stay out of the box. You're just making it harder on yourself than you need to, so they need to be a little more disciplined. You certainly want to play physical, you want to throw your weight around, but you know, taking penalties behind the play and tripping, things like that, not really necessary. You know, in the two games, at least that I've seen, where they've taken, you know, an excessive amount of penalties, it's both been the second period. So hopefully they can avoid that tonight. Both the New Canaan and Greenwich games, the second period is where the penalties kind of got out of control.
Both Darien and Notre Dame-West Haven with common opponents already early in the season. Both have played New Canaan, both have played Hamden.
Yep. Wave back to the power play. Notre Dame's going to go off for a trip here with 1:09 left in the first.
So an opportunity here late in the opening period for Darien to put another one in the back of the net.
Yeah, it'd be a great way to finish the period here. Penalties two aside now, so let's see what... Wave didn't get much going in the first power play. Hopefully they can settle it down a little bit here. Get some good looks in the net.
You know, we mentioned Darien's schedule. It has not been easy. But Notre Dame-West Haven, this is the first of 4 straight road games for them. So a tough schedule for the Green Knights as well as we usher in 2018. There's Darien now on the power play. Gregory with the puck at the blue line. Gregory throws it at net, and it's smothered by Brendan Crowley, the senior goalie for Notre Dame-West Haven. We mentioned this Notre Dame-West Haven team, Bill, a lot of tradition. They've been to the state finals 16 times as a program, have won 7 state titles since 1982. So one of the real tradition-rich programs, as you alluded to earlier, in the state of Connecticut. Yeah,
no question. They, you know, there's good hockey up in West Haven, and Notre Dame certainly is no stranger to, you know, providing that. And, you know, you talked about their road schedule, and again, Coach Belcher takes a similar approach to Coach Bud. Tries to schedule the toughest out of conference opponents he can. Their conference is a little smaller than the FCAC, so they've got a little more latitude. You know, they're going up to, they'll play Bishop Hendricken as one of the top programs in Rhode Island. They've got Pope Francis, which is a great program from Springfield, Mass. Fairfield Prep a couple times, so they do play a very nice schedule as well. And again, historically, one of the best programs around.
And that will just about do it for the opening period here from the Darien Ice House between Darien and Notre Dame-West Haven. After one period, we are tied at 1. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be back with a second period action here from the Darien Ice House. Back here at the Darien Ice House, Darien Blue Wave, Notre Dame-West Haven tied at a goal apiece after the first period. The Darien boys swim and dive team beat Trumbull this afternoon, 104-74. They have got a big fundraiser coming up, and DAF Media's Brendan Ross will tell you more about it.
Hey there, sports fan. Well, as a break in the action today, we just wanted to give you a heads up on an upcoming Blue Wave fundraising event. On January 7th, 2018, ring in that new year by heading on over to Chipotle in Norwalk. The Darien Boys Swim Dive Team is holding a fundraiser from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Chipotle, where 50% of proceeds is given back to the team. All you have to do is bring in that flyer, show it on your smartphone, or just tell the cashier that you're supporting the Darien Boys Swim Dive Team. Once again, head on over to Chipotle in Norwalk at 71 Boston Post Road on January 7th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and support the Darien Boys Swim Dive Team. We hope to see you there, and go Blue Wave. Hey there, sports fan. Well, as a break in the action today, we just wanted to give you a heads Hey there, sports fan. Well, as a break in the action today, we just wanted to give you a heads up on an upcoming Blue Wave fundraising event. On January 7th, 2018, ring in that new year by heading on over to Chipotle in Norwalk. The Darien Boys Swim Dive Team is holding a fundraiser from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Chipotle, where 50% of proceeds is given back to the team. All you have to do is bring in that flyer, show it on your smartphone, or just tell the cashier that you're supporting the Darien Boys Swim Dive Team. Once again, head on over to Chipotle in Norwalk at 71 Boston Post Road on January 7th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and support the Darien Boys Swim Dive Team. We hope to see you there, and go Blue Wave.
Welcome back to the Darien Ice House. We are about to start the second period of this high school varsity boys hockey game between Darien and Notre Dame-West Haven. We are tied at a goal apiece. Notre Dame-West Haven scored on the power play in the opening period. Ian Hayden with the goal. And then moments later, Darien answers with a goal of its own. Will Johnston, backhanded shot, puts it in the back of the net, and that is where we stand here heading into the second period. Darien head coach Mac Budd calling this almost a must-win situation. Darien 1-3 to start the season. They've taken a number of penalties. Coach Budd's New Year's resolution, cut down on the penalties, and we are just about ready to start the second period between these two non-conference opponents. And here we go. Puck into the corner, around the net. Zach Dumas in the corner, fighting for the puck. And Will Dixon. Darien starting the period on the power play and our first whistle of the second period. So still 26 seconds remaining on the Darien power play here as we are just underway in the second period. Damian Andrew alongside Bill Kirby, former Union College hockey player, longtime Darien resident, and Blue Wave hockey dad.
So now we're gonna go 4-on-3. Actually, the Wave took a penalty late at the whistle. Actually, so we started 4-on-4 there, and now we'll be 4-on-3 as Notre Dame just went to the box for tripping there. So we've got man up here for 20 seconds, then we'll skate 4-on-4 for a minute 25, and then Darien will be up a man for 20 seconds or so at the end of that.
There's Dixon with the shot.
Like to see that get to net a little quicker instead of dusting it off there. Just get the puck to the net.
Centering pass there by Connor McCarthy. Puts it in front.
Yeah, smart play by McCarthy there. Again, just
Nice
getting
hit.
pucks deep. Nice play there. Almost had a nice tip.
Will Johnston with a big hit into the boards.
Wave turn it over in their own end. As we're skating 4-on-4 here for another 45 seconds, and the Wave will jump on the power play for, again, 25 seconds or so.
There's CJ Hathaway skating in behind the net. And that will be a icing, correct, Bill?
Yes, icing. We're still playing 4-on-4. I think the Notre Dame player thought they were man down, but still 4-on-4 here for 19 seconds, and then the Wave will have a very short power play after that. So a minute 30 in here into the second, 1-1 with Darien about to hop on the power play. Again, both teams need to do a better job staying out of the box. Been too many penalties so far for my liking.
It has been a penalty-riddled game between these two. Tied at 1 early in the second period. And here comes the Blue Wave.
The Wave
Will
hop
Dixon.
on the...
Nice save by Brendan Crowley, the senior goalie for Notre Dame-West Haven. So
Yeah,
Dixon had a
came
look.
over. Yep, fired on net there. Got to think Coach Budd would probably prefer to see them set it up there as opposed to just throwing it on the net when you're man up. Try and get you could have set it up and gotten one or two good looks at the net there.
Offensive zone face-off for the Blue Wave. Puck into the corner. Here's Hathaway. Out to Johnson. Hathaway behind the net. So we're
back to
both
even
teams-
strength here. Yep,
Yep.
5-on-5. 12:26 left in the second here. Puck down below the Notre Dame goal line here. We got Dixon and
Hathaway fighting
digging for it. I can't make out the Notre Dame numbers on the sweater there.
Clayton Coason. And we've got a whistle.
Cross check on Notre Dame-West Haven. Wave back on the power play, which we've said that a lot tonight. I think that's our 7th penalty.
So another opportunity for the Blue Wave power play unit. Under 12 minutes left in the second period, tied at 1. So you get opportunities like this, Bill. If you're Darien and head coach Mac Budd, you'd like to see your power play unit take advantage.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, they need a goal here.
Out to the point, and a nice save by Crowley as he gloves it. We mentioned at the outset, Notre Dame-West Haven 3-1, Darien 1-3 coming into this one. Early in the season here. First game for both teams of the new year. Out to the point, cross ice, here's Gregory. And a nice shot there by CJ Hathaway, the save by Crowley.
Wave will go up 5-on-3 here. Looks like either had a roughing or an elbow on Notre Dame there. He was basically sitting on the Darien player, best I could tell. Yeah, interference on number 6.
So Clayton Coason heads to the sin bin. And it'll be a 5-on-3 power play here for the Blue Wave.
Darien will send out their first unit with McDermott in the middle of Johnston and Dixon with Gregory and Hazelton on the point. This is a great opportunity here to jump ahead in this game.
There's Dixon. Cross ice to Gregory. Dixon gets pushed into the boards. There's Gregory with the puck.
Wave need to settle down here, get the puck in and set it up.
Darien brings it into their offensive zone. And a nice shot, nice save by Crowley. Another shot. So Hazelton had a nice look.
Yeah, I think that's one Hunter would want back. He kind of wired that wide, just missed the near side and hit the riser and jumped up into the netting. So the puck will come outside of a face-off just outside the Notre Dame zone. Still 55 seconds left here on the 5-on-3, and the Wave has yet to get a shot on goal.
There's McDermott. McDermott so speedy with the puck. Only a sophomore. Cross ice to Connor McCarthy. And Stein takes a tumble. Puck in the corner. Here's Johnston. And Notre Dame West Haven clears it. Just over 10 minutes remaining in the second period. Darien on a 5-on-3 power play. There's McCarthy. And so far, Notre Dame-West Haven's penalty kill unit, Bill, has been doing the job.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate situation for the Wave here. 5-on-3, I don't think they had a shot on net. Yeah, they just didn't settle the puck down. They forced a couple shots from what I would call less than ideal opportunities. You know, when you get 5-on-3, what you really want to do is move the puck around the perimeter, get someone in front, take the goalie's eyes away, and look to get some rebounds and get a greasy goal. And again, by my count, Darien did not have a shot on goal there.
We are back to even strength. Here comes Notre Dame-West Haven. Robbie Stewart. Fresh legs on the ice for Darien. The turnover. Notre Dame-West Haven brings it into their zone. And a big hit there by Notre Dame-West Haven. Now, Bill, I'm going to ask you something. Crowley, the Notre Dame-West Haven goalie, started heading to the bench there.
Yeah, no, that's so once when his referee's arm goes up, the West Haven goalie knew it was a penalty on Darien, so as soon as Darien touches the puck there, the whistle will blow, and they can swap an extra skater on for the goaltender. So they had 6-on-5 there for a second before Darien touched it. Looks like Gregory off to the box for interference there. So Notre Dame-West Haven here will, Green Knights jump back on the power play. 8:36 to go, 1-1 here from Darien.
Gregory in the penalty box. And Notre Dame-West Haven on the power play for the first time. Actually, I take that back, the second time this period.
Correct.
Behind the net is Mike Ansaldo, the senior.
Yeah, Ansaldo's a nice player. Number 11, 13. Ben Savengo was another nice player, and he's got Clayton Cosan and Stover on the point here. Again, they're working that overload from the left side to Feifel's right.
Stober, only a freshman, had a goal and an assist in that win over Ridgefield the other day.
Well, that's impactful. I think that was a 2-1 game.
It was a 2-1 game, yeah.
Good
Obviously
for him.
A big part of that. And like I said, just a freshman, just a ninth grader. Notre Dame and West Haven on the power play. And a nice defensive effort there by Darien. And that's a goal. So Notre Dame-West Haven goes up 2-1 on the goal.
Yeah, it looks like the way it's going to take another penalty, unfortunately, there. McCarthy looks like he's getting called for slashing right as the kid put it in.
I believe that was number 20 for Notre Dame-West Haven, Chris Hibson, with the goal there to put the Green Knights up here in the second period.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Hibson. He came out. Yeah, back-to-back penalties for the Wave here. That's killer, and you're down a goal.
So Notre Dame and West Haven on the power play again.
And Hibson looks like a freshman as well,
Yep,
Damien.
he is.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play by him. Nice goal. Just picked the puck up at his own blue line and wheeled around and just attacked with speed. Got through the defense, came in alone on Feifel. There wasn't much he could do there.
Notre Dame and West Haven looking to get into their offensive zone here. Up 2-1 are the Green Knights. And this is a big spot for the Blue Waves penalty kill unit, Bill.
Yeah, they need to kill this. They don't want to go down 3-1 here with 6 and change left.
Fresh legs on the ice for Darien.
McDermott working hard there on the forecheck. Picorni in behind him. Now they got to peel back.
There's Mike Bensavengo with the puck behind the net. Bensavengo at the point.
Nice poke check by Picorni there to break that up.
Ian Hayden with the puck. He had that first period goal for Notre Dame-West Haven. He's operating behind the net. Out to Zach Dumas. Here's Dumas throwing it on net. And that is going to be another penalty on Darien.
Well, unfortunately, we've seen this movie before.
Yes.
I think this is their third or fourth penalty in the second period here. Hazelton looks like he's going off for tripping.
So they nearly killed off the first penalty. Now Notre Dame-West Haven going back on the power play. Up a goal here in the second period.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Belcher would like to see them get the puck to the net a little quicker there on up 5-on-3. Now it's back to 5-on-4. They killed off the first one. 1:48 to go here on the Hazelton penalty, with Notre Dame leading 2-1. 5:28 to play in the second.
So Notre Dame-West Haven, offensive zone face-off. Puck in front of the net, and that is another Notre Dame-West Haven goal.
Yeah, it looked like Feifel had the first one and then kind of coughed it up and jumped on the rebound. We talked about that earlier.
And that was Ian Hayden again, his second goal of the game. Puts Notre Dame of West Haven up 3-1. So not the way Darien head coach Mac Budd wanted his team to come out here in the second period after being tied at the first intermission. 1-1. It is now 3-1 Notre Dame-West Haven here at the Darien Ice House.
Yeah, 2 power play goals there back to back. Again, talking to Coach Budd earlier today, as did you, and he mentioned to both of us how they need to stay out of the box, and they just haven't been able to do that tonight. And I think that's been their Achilles so far. Just too many unnecessary penalties.
That's really been their bugaboo this season. Taking too many penalties.
Well, they're again a little bit young, and you're putting your backs against the wall when you're playing half the game man down, and I think they've had 4 penalties here through the first 10 minutes of the game.
So 5 minutes left here in this second period. The Green Knights up 3-1. A shot here on goal from John Reed, the junior defenseman. Cole Branca behind the net.
And there really hasn't been a lot of shots on goal. There hasn't been tremendous puck possession by either team, I would say. But too many man down.
Too many man-down situations
for the
Darien.
Wave, no question. Yeah, it's hurting them.
And as a result, it's a 3-1 deficit they find themselves in here late in the second period. I want to thank you again, Bill, for hopping on these broadcasts. This is actually a historic broadcast for DAF Media, our 50th broadcast this evening from the Darien Ice House.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
I think the strides you've made in the first year is notable for sure. It's been fun. I'm happy to do it.
And Crowley covers that one up. Crowley's played well, the senior goalie for Notre Dame-West Haven.
Yeah, he's been solid for sure. And, again, I'd like to see Darien test him a little more. By my count, that's their 4th shot this period. They've whistled a few over his head, missed the net on a couple. Again, didn't get a shot on goal on that 5-on-3. That's, it's really unfortunate. I think they'll look back and like to have that one back a little bit.
Ian Hayden, another shot on goal for the Green Knights. He has been impressive with 2 goals in this one. The junior forward for Notre Dame-West Haven. Here's Mike Ansaldo.
Yeah, he's a nice player. His older brother was a stalwart for their teams for a couple years, going back a few years. I think he prepped up at Cushing after he got out of Notre Dame. Had a good year up there. Nice player.
So Darien trying to get it out of their defensive third. And here comes Gregory. Centering pass by Stewart in front. And Culleton had his shot blocked. And the whistle. So your son, Jake, won back-to-back state championships, correct? Was
yes.
he on both of those
he
teams?
Was, yep.
So as a father and a hockey guy, that must have been thrilling to see him win them up at Ingalls Rink.
Well, I have to say for the kids and, particularly the first one for the town and, DYHA and DHS both have rich histories with their programs. It had obviously been a while, but
1969.
Yeah, too long by most people's take. But for the kids to get up there and play in front of their family and friends and 3,500 people, maybe closer to 4, it's a real treat. It's great that Yale works with the CIAC and allows the state to do that. It's one of the best barns in the country, and that was some game. The first one against Greenwich was a 1-0 victory for the Wave. Jack Pardue scored the winning goal, I think, in the middle of the second period. Great hockey game, and again, just a great venue.
Ingalls is a great barn, as you mentioned, one of the great barns in the country. And for these high school hockey players to have the opportunity to play there for a state championship is definitely beyond special. I've had the opportunity to cover a number of state finals there, and the atmosphere in that rink is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's, again, having played a number of barns on the East Coast, over the years, there's some new rinks that are really neat. Miami, Ohio, Penn State, Yost at Michigan, Engelstad at North Dakota, to mention a few. Agassi and Conti up in Boston at BU. Snyder at Providence is quite nice, but for my money, aside from Achilles up at Union, Yale's the best barn in the country.
Yeah, Union has a great barn. Of course, you're familiar with that barn, having played there. So we're under a minute left here in the second period. This period has belonged to the Green Knights.
Yeah, they played well. They've taken advantage of their opportunities, and it's definitely it's been their period. They've gotten some pucks to the net, and they've been opportunistic. Again, I don't have them with they probably had 7 or 8 shots this period, but they've taken advantage of what they've had. And just back to the Whale or Ingalls, as it's formerly known. I think what's so neat about that is, the original wooden structure was, I think, built in the 30s, and it's largely still there. But they went through a renovation a couple years ago, and probably put $35 million into the infrastructure with new ice, new humidification, new locker rooms, training facilities, study rooms for the players, and you don't really see any of that walking in. It looks like it's unchanged, but it's really a special place. And so for both the men and women's team to get the opportunity to play there as student athletes at Yale, they're certainly very fortunate. But the high school kids to get up there for the semifinals of the state playoffs is a real treat.
Mike Ansaldo for Notre Dame-West Haven went tumbling into Henry Feifel and he appears to be okay.
Yeah, it looked like they fired one in from the right circle. Feifel made the stop, froze it, and the centerman was driving the lane and kind of plowed on the goalie seemingly unnecessarily. And I would imagine he's going to get 2 minutes for interference.
So will we have a 4-on-4 situation here for the final 10 seconds of the second period?
Well, it looks like Feifel's going to get one. I don't see anybody else going in the box, so I suspect, Feifel must have gotten matching roughing penalties. So we'll skate 5-on-5 here.
5-on-5.
Yeah, they'll get coincidentals there for extracurriculars after the whistle, I guess.
And another stoppage in play here, as Notre Dame offensive zone face-off. And that'll just about do it here for the second period. So that is the end of the second period from the Darien Ice House. Notre Dame-West Haven scores 2 goals in the period to take a 3-1 lead on Darien. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with third period action on the DAF Media Network.
there, sports fan. Well, there's a break in the action today. We just wanted to give you a heads up on an upcoming Blue Wave fundraising event. On January 7th, 2018, ring in that new year by heading on over to Chipotle in Norwalk. The Darien Boys from Dive Team is holding a fundraiser from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Chipotle, where 50% of proceeds is given back to the team. All you have to do is bring in that flyer, show it on your smartphone, or just tell the cashier that you're supporting the Darien Boys from Dive Team. Once again, head on over to Chipotle in Norwalk at 71 Boston Post Road on January 7th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and support the Darien Boys from Dive Team. We hope to see you there, and go Blue Wave.
We are back here on the DAF Media Network. The third period is underway between Darien and Notre Dame-West Haven. The Green Knights up 3-1, their first of 4 straight road games. They scored 2 goals, both of their goals in the second period on the power play. And that is where we stand at 3-1. Darien in the white sweaters, skating from left to right. Notre Dame-West Haven skating from right to left in those gold sweaters. Notre Dame-West Haven trying to improve its record to 4-1. Darien came into this game 1-3. They have struggled in the early part of this season, coming off that 4-3 loss at Greenwich in the Winter Classic, first ever Winter Classic at the Greenwich Skating Club. The high school teams taking a page out of the NHL's book. Here's Stein from the point, and that is corralled by Brendan Crowley, the senior goalie for the Green Knights. Damian Andrew alongside Bill Kirby. So glad you could be with us on this DAF media broadcast. Our 50th broadcast of the school year. And the Blue Wave in search of their second win of the season, as we are just underway here in the third period.
Yeah, talked to Broach Bud quickly there between periods, and as I think we expected, he's a little frustrated. Really wants the kids to stay out of the box and just try and play 5-on-5. They've done a good job when they've been level, giving up 2 power play goals there, cost them the lost the lead.
It was tied at 1 at the end of the first period, and then, as you mentioned, in the second period, Notre Dame-West Haven's power play unit explodes for 2 goals. There's Culleton with the puck. Branca into the neutral zone. Branca up against the boards, fighting for that puck. Robbie Stewart comes away with it. And the turnover here. An opportunity goes awry for Notre Dame-West Haven. Tyler Robichaud, the senior.
Yep, Darien caught up there. Didn't really let him get a good shot off there. Nice little poke check.
If you're Mac Budd, Bill Kirby, I'll have you put on your coaching hat here for a minute. What are you telling your team in that second intermission to try to get back in this game?
Well, clearly, again, he's obviously wants him to stay out of the box. He wants to play 5-on-5. I think he feels they can wear him down a little bit. They've got a young first line, I think, with a couple of made up of freshmen and sophomores. They're playing a lot, and Mac would like to run 4 lines and try and wear him down a little bit. But when you're taking 4 or 5 penalties a period, that's very difficult to employ that style. So he's going to want to stay in the box and again, get that next goal. And they're 1 shot away from this being a 1-goal game, so they're far from out of it. But they do need to be more disciplined and stay out of the box here.
There's Kyle Stober as he is checked into the boards. And in front, nice save there by Henry Feifel as Chris Hibson almost had his second goal of the game. Ian Hayden with 2 goals and Hibson with a goal for Notre Dame-West Haven.
McCarthy just missed Dixon there on the right side. He would have had a good look had they been able to connect on that.
There's the Notre Dame-West Haven rush. Nice centering pass.
The other thing, what Mac will probably do as well is kind of break this down into 3 5-minute segments here. And, the first 5-minute segment's almost over. We got 27 seconds left till we eclipse that 5-minute mark. Just break it down into one shift at a time. Let's win the first 5 minutes. Let's go out and win the second 5 minutes, tie this game up, and try and get one late and get the W here. But, again, the next goal is important. They go down by 3, 4-1. They're going to be in a hole they probably won't be able to dig their way out of. Conversely, they do get the next goal at 3-2. It's anyone's ball game.
And it looks like Zaffino will take a penalty here, Bill.
Yep. No sooner did we talk about trying to dig their way out of a hole here than we took a holding penalty in the defensive zone. Zaffino was working hard there, just stopped moving his feet a little bit. They looked like they got tangled up a little bit. Notre Dame-West Haven player had a little better body position there.
Brian Zaffino, a junior. His sister Caroline plays field hockey at Boston College.
Yeah, this is a big kill here for the Wave.
Huge kill. Notre Dame-West Haven back on the power play. We're skating 5-on-4. Here's Gregory. The cross ice pass to Hudson Bacorny.
Nice play there.
Crowley will cover that one up. Hudson Bacorny, love that name. Of course, I grew up in Hudson, New York. That might be one of the reasons why.
Hudson's having a good season so far. He's playing well his first full season of varsity. I think he'll get a lot of run this spring on the lacrosse field as well for Coach Braymeyer. But right here, I think Coach Bud would love to see Picorni get a goal on the ice.
Number of Darien players also play lacrosse in the spring. Johnson with the big hit into the boards. A minute left on the Notre Dame power play.
We have done a good job so far on the kill. Limit them to one shot so far, and that's going to be, looks like either a high stick or an elbow on Notre Dame, and we'll skate 4-on-4 here for 54 seconds.
As we mentioned at the outset, Notre Dame coming into this game 3-1, wins over New Canaan, Simsbury, and Ridgefield. And then a 7-3 loss to Hamden, a team that beat Darien 6-4 in the season opener. Coach Mac Budd talking to his team now.
Yeah, this is going to be, we'll skate 4-on-4 here for 54 seconds, and the Wave will jump on the power play for minute 6, and that'll be an important man-up opportunity here. They really need a goal. By my count, they've only had one shot on goal here so far in the third, and that's just not how you're going to claw your way back in the game.
So we will skate 4-on-4 for the next 54 seconds.
Looks like emphasize that a little more. Looks like that's going to be a 5-minute major for hitting to the head. That's something the last couple years they've tried to pay much more attention to, not only in high school hockey, but college and the pros as well. So that's a 5-minute major, non-releasable. So the Wave can, all right, you can check that. Now they announced a 5-minute major, but it's actually, he must have got a misconduct, unsportsmanlike. Hazelton wires one off the post.
There's Gregory at the point.
Oh, he's got to move the puck. Hazelton's wide open.
The shot, and it's covered up by Crowley. So we are skating 4-on-3.
4-on-3 for 37 seconds.
37 seconds.
Then the Wave will go to 5-on-3 there for
So a big
about a minute 5, it looks like.
Big opportunity, Bill Kirby, for Darien here in the next couple of minutes of the third period.
Looking at the schedule, what's coming up, this is big without question. They need a goal here, and they need it bad. This is a game that they, I would say, desperately need to win.
Darien plays Xavier on Saturday up at Wesleyan.
That's another game that a long ride, but it should be a winnable game for the Wave. Xavier's solid, but not unbeatable. Right now, Xavier sits at 2-1. They've got a 4-1 victory over East Catholic, a 6-1 win over Suffield, Granby Memorial, and Windsor Locks, and they've lost to Ridgefield 7-1 and Hamden 7-4. So certainly a game that should be competitive. And again, if you're Darien, I would say that's a winnable game. But
it's funny. There are really no easy games, are there, in Division I hockey in the state of Connecticut? I mean, you look at the FCAC, such a strong conference.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple games in the FCAC that are, against Division II or III opponents that, might be a little easier. But on any given day, anybody can beat anybody. And, the top 80% of the FCAC, as you say, you got your Greenwiches, your Ridgefields, New Canaan, Darien.
The upper half of that FCAC is always strong.
Absolutely. Probably the deepest conference year in and year out in the state. And, certainly Notre Dame Fairfield, Prep, Notre Dame-West Haven, all very, very good. But again, that's a much smaller conference, and you just don't quite have the depth that you have down here in Fairfield County.
So Hazelton threw that one on net. Crawley with the save. And as you like to say, a greasy goal here would be nice.
Yeah, no, this is one where you'd like to get some pucks to the net, and at 5-on-3, the back door should be open. You're going to want to take the goalie's eyes away, and they need to move the puck a little quicker here. They're letting the goalie see it, hesitating to move it a little too much. $56 seconds left on the two-man opportunity, excuse me.
So it's 5-on-3 here. Darien on the power play. And Notre Dame-West Haven clears it down ice. Here's Gregory carrying it across the blue line into the neutral zone. And now the Blue Wave go to work in their offensive zone. 5-on-3 power play. Cross ice pass out to Gregory up top.
Weak side's open. They got to get the puck over there. Hazelton's wide open, the far top of the circle.
Here's Hazelton up top to McDermott. Cross ice pass to Hazelton, throws it on net.
Yeah, whistled wide there, unfortunately.
Gregory. Puck in front of the net. And they're still fighting for it. And that is a Darien goal by Will Johnston, I believe. It is number 5. Cuts the Notre Dame-West Haven lead to 3-2 with just under 7 minutes remaining in the third period. As the Darien student section fired up. So Johnston scores on the 5-on-3 power play.
Well, no sooner did you say it, Damien, than they got their greasy goal here.
Absolutely.
They took 6 or 7 whacks at it, but it finally scored it loose there, and they popped in the rebound here to bring it back to 1-goal game. Just under the halfway mark here.
So the complexion changes here, Bill Kirby, with under 7 minutes left. It is now a 3-2 Notre Dame lead.
Yeah, I would think you're going to see Coach Bud shorten his bench here. He'll probably go down to 4D and 3 lines. And I would say Coach Belcher's been shortening his bench most of the game. He's run his first line hard here. And they've played well. They deserve the ice time. Need to apologize. We were speaking earlier about some of the various towns playing at Notre Dame, and I referenced Notre Dame-West Haven as having some players from Canada. It's actually Notre Dame and Fairfield. So right school, wrong town. So my apologies to the staff at Notre Dame-West Haven.
Easy mistake. Notre Dame Fairfield, Notre Dame West Haven, both programs with great tradition, as we have alluded to throughout this broadcast, speaking specifically about Notre Dame West Haven. Been to the state finals 16 times as a program, won 7 state championships.
Yep, no, they've always had a strong program, and looks like this year's version's no different.
Notre Dame West Haven came into this game against Darien, ranked 4th in the state. Just the one loss to Hamden. Hamden, the second-ranked team in the state, of course, behind undefeated Fairfield Prep, and they certainly look, Bill, like the team to beat. We saw them earlier this year in Darien's second game of the season up at the Wonderland of Ice.
Yeah, no, Prep looks really good from what I've seen. Excuse me. Also notable, they just came back from Rhode Island, where they won the Mount St. Charles Christmas tournament, which they play in every year, and
against some really good competition.
Yep. They get some schools from Massachusetts, all the best schools from Rhode Island. A school down St. Joe's from Buffalo is a very nice program. I think they beat them in the finals, if I'm not mistaken. I need to double check that, but St. Joe's is very good, and again, that's a nice win for Prep to go up there and win 3 or 4 games between Christmas and New Year's.
Both teams at full strength here as Will Culleton has the puck, gets it to Sharp, and Sharp is driven into the boards. Under 6 minutes left in this one, 3-2 Notre Dame West Haven. Here's a 2-on-2 situation for the Green Knights, and Feifel with the save. And some extracurriculars on the ice in front of the Darien net. And we are going to have penalties. Or maybe not.
Yeah, they're going to call matching minors there.
Matching minor penalties. That's what I thought. 3-2 Notre Dame West Haven, 5:24 left in the third period. The Green Knights trying to hold on to this 1-goal lead. And a face-off in the Notre Dame West Haven offensive zone. Gregory brings it behind the net to Dixon. And here's a shot, nice glove save by Feifel, leaning to his left. You can, I know there's 3 goals on the board for Notre Dame West Haven, but you can see why Mac Budd likes Henry Feifel and thinks highly of the junior goalie.
Well, anytime you can, get someone, he got a couple games under his belt last year, he's going to gain a lot of experience this year, but you can get a starter for a couple years in high school hockey. That's a luxury, and he's got nice size, he moves well, and again, the more he plays, the more confidence he's going to get, and he should finish up the season well, and hopefully lead the Blue Wave to the playoffs in the States, and we'll see where it goes.
Here comes Notre Dame West Haven, moving from right to left on your screen, in front, and that is a goal for Mike Bensavengo. So the sophomore is able to beat Henry Feifel on the 2-on-1 situation there for the Green Knights. And that puts Notre Dame back up 2 goals with 4:37 remaining in the third period. They are up now 4-2.
Yeah, it was a nice play. Just tipped it in, hit the cross, hit the post, and went in just barely. But that hurt.
That might have done it for Notre Dame West Haven in this one, Bill.
Yeah, that could be the dagger for sure.
They get back up 2 goals. And while we reset here, just a shout out to our DAF Media production crew, Chris Benedict, Luke Sini, and Graydon Overbeck, doing a great job this evening from the Darien Ice House. Both teams fighting for it in the corner. And the whistle. Damian Andrew alongside Bill Kirby. So glad you could join us on this DAF Media broadcast of high school varsity boys hockey. Darien and Notre Dame-West Haven, and it is a 4-2 lead for the Green Knights here with 4:14 left in the third period.
Yeah, it's just tough when you're giving up 4 or 5 goals a game. You're just putting a lot of pressure on your offense here, and we got Hazelton in the box again, arguably your best defender, and that just making it tough on yourself. Puck's loose there, never quite got through. Nice play by Stein.
And the turnover and a breakaway here for the Green Knights, and a nice save by Henry Feifel. Mike Ansaldo almost had himself a goal there, Bill Kirby.
Yeah, he cranked up the slap shot, tried to catch him off guard a little bit, but Feifel stood tall. Nice play.
Open ice in front of Ansaldo. He just can't put the slap shot past Feifel with the nice save. So,
taking a page out of future Hall of Famer Marian Hossa, currently taking a year off in the Blackhawks, but won several Stanley Cups, and he's known for coming down on breakaways and taking slap shots. You don't see that a whole lot.
Yeah, and Saldo cranked that one.
Although we did see Kiefer Bellows get the game-winning goal last night on a slap shot on a similar play, which I suppose is somewhat noteworthy. Line mate made a nice pass off the dasher, and Bellows came busting in and cranked one in the top corner. Knocked the water bottle off to give them a 3-2 lead over the Russians late, which they held on to. Got an empty netter and won 4-2, and they'll play Sweden in the semifinals of the World Juniors on Thursday.
That's why we bring you on these broadcasts, Bill Kirby. You are a wealth of hockey knowledge. How about the Winter Classic at Citi Field? Another great job by the NHL.
Yeah, that was really
cold,
fun.
But really great ice conditions. And, of course, the Rangers winning 3-2 in overtime.
Yep, another great performance by Henrik Lundqvist. The King, as he's affectionately known at the Garden, played great. I think he moves to 4-0 now in Winter Classics, which is quite impressive. And
Kevin Weeks was talking about him on the NHL Network, and he's a goalie that just wants to take shots.
Yeah, no,
he just yearns for that.
A lot to like about him. I love the way he carries himself. I think he's a great role model for younger goaltenders and just hockey players. He's good for the game of hockey, and certainly good for New York. Got nothing but good things to say about Hank.
Here's Zaffino into the offensive zone. The shot and a nice save by Brendan Crowley. The senior goalie has certainly played well for Notre Dame-West Haven.
Yeah, he stood tall here in the third. I have that as his 8th save on 9 shots. Looks like the Waves going to pull their goalie here with 2:44 left, down 2 goals. They'll play 6-on-5 here to try and get back within 1.
So Feifel takes a seat on the bench.
Oh, wow. Notre Dame got lucky there. No ice, and that puck just trickled to the goal line. 9 out of 10 times that's going to be icing. The puck will go back the other way.
There's Johnson.
Hathaway takes up the wall, breaks it over the line, chips it up, throws it in front. Oh!
And nearly a goal by Connor McCarthy.
Yeah, just missed it. That's unfortunate. He had a really good look at an empty net there and just wired it wide.
He was wide open on the weak side and nearly puts it away.
Yeah, that was a great look.
6-on-5 situation as Darien has pulled its junior goalie, Henry Feifel. 2:04 remaining in the third period. A big FCAC game coming up after this one. It'll be carried by our friends at the HAN Network, New Canaan and Ridgefield. That should be a good one here from the Darien Ice House.
Yeah, no love lost there. That I think that'll be another good game to watch. Should be tightly contested. We were talking about the World Juniors a second ago. So in the other semifinal game, we've got Sweden playing Czechoslovakia. Sweden and Canada, along with the Czechs and the U.S. Sweden, U.S. in one semifinal, and Canada skating in the second semifinal, 8 o'clock on the NHL Network. But there's a number of players in those games that have been drafted locally on the Rangers, on the Islanders, and the Devils. So for all you local fans, you want to watch some good U20 hockey, check those games out Thursday on the NHL Network at 4. First game is Sweden and the U.S., and the second game is at 8 o'clock.
This area, southwestern Connecticut, well, Connecticut as a whole has produced some really talented hockey players, both at the collegiate level and, of course, at the professional level through the years. And, of course, Martin St. Louis, not from southwestern Connecticut, but has lived in southwestern Connecticut.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of in the range. Some of the Rangers actually live in Greenwich too,
yep.
which is fun. We saw Alexei Kovalev's son play in the high school Winter Classic at Greenwich. Former Ranger, very good Russian player. Used to love to use that parallelogram. Oh, Hazelton wires one wide. Another good crank from Hunter from the point.
So Darien has had some opportunities here in the final few minutes, just haven't been able to capitalize.
No, they've had a couple good looks to get within one. McCarthy had a good look, just missed it. Hunter just got a good shot off here. But again, down 2, they've got to get some pucks to the net here. They're throwing around the perimeter, almost topped out of the zone there.
There's Dixon, throws it on net. Connor McCarthy behind the net, out to Hazelton.
Yeah, they're cycling well and getting some good zone time. Another shot goes wide.
Under a minute left, 4-2 Notre Dame-West Haven, up 2 goals on Darien here from the Darien Ice House. CJ Hathaway with the puck, takes it behind the net. Centering pass, and it's cleared away by Notre Dame-West Haven.
Wave key, oh, it hops out there.
Hathaway with the puck again.
Yeah, we're running out of time here.
And Darien has given a solid effort in the final few minutes. Just nothing to show for it. We are under 15 seconds left in this game between Notre Dame-West Haven and Darien. The Green Knights up 4-2.
Now, they've played well. They've been disciplined. They're sticking to their structure. And again, opportunistic. I didn't have shots for the first period, but they've been pretty level here both ways through the second and third. And Notre Dame's just been a little more opportunistic around the net, taking advantage of what opportunities they've had. Again, those 2 power play goals in the second really hurt. Looks like they're going to pick up an empty netter here with 2 seconds left.
So an empty net goal will make it 5-2, and that will put the exclamation point on this win for the Green Knights of Notre Dame-West Haven. They will improve to 4-1. Darien will drop to 1-4. So a tough loss for the Blue Wave. I know head coach Mac Budd was optimistic coming into this one on home ice, hoping to get a win against what has been a tough early season schedule, and it only gets tougher. And that will do it from the Darien Ice House as Notre Dame-West Haven beats the Darien Blue Wave 5-2. Pardon me, Bill, I know you were about to say something.
No, just to follow up on your point, that's a tough loss for the Wave here. That was, I would say an eminently winnable game. A few too many penalties for the Wave, and not a lot of puck luck. They played a solid game, but they're going to drop it 5-2 with an empty netter here, and as you mentioned, drop to 1-4 in the season. And with a couple tough games coming up, it's it doesn't seem like it, but 20 games goes by quickly. It's a short season, and with the schedule the Wave plays, things do not get any easier here in the near term. So, they're going to want to get back to work and turn the page on this one very quickly and start to focus on Xavier, which, I hate to say it, but that's another must-win game at this point, in the young season.
Absolutely. Bill Kirby, can't thank you enough for hopping on this broadcast. It is always a pleasure to be with you. For our entire production crew, Luke Cini, Eggs Benedict, and Graydon Overbeck, Bill Kirby, I am Damian Andrew. This has been a production of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Again, the final score, Notre Dame-West Haven beats Darien 5-2. Have a great night, everybody.